Hello, SHPE Region 5. My name is Sofia Alarcon, and I'm a recent May 2017 graduate from the University of Texas at Austin, Hookham, and I'm currently working in Austin as an environmental consultant. So I'm really liking my new job, and I'm liking the whole being out of school part, but I'm still very new to it. And looking back to my experience as a student, I'd like to share with some of you what failure means to me and how I overcame these failures during my time as a student. Looking back, it's a little bit hard to find something that happened and pinpoint it as a failure, only because looking back at it, it's not really a failure anymore. It's an obstacle that I went through and that led me to the right direction, that perhaps that wasn't the right thing for me. But one thing I will talk about is the worst interview I've ever had. I believe it was my sophomore year, and it was a really big company that I was pretty excited about working for. I had gone to the info session. I had gotten to know the recruiters a little bit who were perhaps going to be my interviewers. So I felt pretty good about it the day before. But as the day of the interview came, I had some personal stuff going on, and it wasn't a huge deal, but I kept looking at my phone and thinking about that situation. And even as far as being in the waiting room for the interview, I hadn't shut off my mind or my phone to this situation. So I kind of went in emotionally compromised. And I didn't feel as confident as I should have going into the interview. So from then on, I learned to go in with a much better kind of mental and emotional readiness. So I guess what failure means to me in terms of lost opportunities is that that opportunity wasn't the right one for you at the moment, or if it's something that you hope to accomplish, perhaps you weren't ready yet. You still had one more lesson to learn before you could do it. And I really think things end up working out when the time is right for it. So I know it's a little cliche, but failures are really lessons because you would not have had this information otherwise. You wouldn't have seen the other side of the coin if you didn't fail through this once to see, what's there. What could I have done differently? Not in a way that you need to get stuck on it and grind on the past about what you could have done, but what you could have done, what you could do in the future to make it different. It's okay to feel sad about it. In the long run, it's you and your personal health. I think is much more important. So don't bottle it up or push it aside just to move on to the next thing. Give yourself that chance to process it correctly. One thing I think has really helped me deal with failure is having the community of SHPE behind me. You know, I think most things that I've gone through, someone that I know has gone through it just because we're on a very similar path. They're either someone who's an engineer as well or someone who's in STEM and from a similar background as myself. So it's really, really helpful when you have someone who can relate to you and who you can tell about those things, and they'll be open to it. They'll give you advice, or maybe they won't, but they'll listen. So hopefully after you've overcome it and after you've learned the lesson, you will have a pretty good attitude about it. Um, and I think having that support system really helps with that. And I've been lucky to have that. And I think if you're not currently not, very involved in SHPE or you're kind of new to it, I think this is an incredible resource and it will really help you along the way to get through these struggles, to have someone to, push you all the way through. In the end, I am, where I want to be. And so I think, it all was part of the path. And I know it might be hard to see that now as a student, but as long as you're able to take time to learn from it and be honest with yourself about what you need to improve, I think you're going to end up fine. I'm still kind of adjusting to the work life, but once I really get there, I want to be able to give back and help students through these kind of struggles and things that I went through, and I hope that I can give you a little bit of support and a little bit of understanding and show you that it's really all going to be okay. Very honestly, I stumbled through a lot of different parts of my career, but working hard at what you care about and having a support system goes a long way. So feel free to ask me if you have anything else. Bye.